It all started in Nairobi on 1st August 2025. President Ruto leading the EAC and Mnangagwa leading SADC kicked off a historical summit to tackle the DRC's chaos. They weren't alone. Leaders from across Africa, from Tanzania to Madagascar, joined in. Their mission is to stop the violence in eastern DRC, where rebels like the M23 are tearing lives apart. Here's the kicker. They've decided to merge two peace plans, the Nairobi and Luanda processes, into one African-led push with a team of former presidents to lead the charge. But to understand why this matters, we must rewind. The DRC has been a battleground since it broke free from Belgium in 1960. You see, the Belgians left a mess. No strong government, just a treasure chest of gold, diamonds and cobalt that everyone wanted. Mineral-rich regions like Katanga tried breaking away, backed by foreign powers hungry for those riches. In 1961, the DRC's only hope, Prime Minister Patrice Lumumba, was assassinated, and what followed was chaos. The UN sent in 20,000 peacekeepers to calm things down, and by 1964, they'd stopped the worst of it. But having peace in the DRC was a pipe dream. Fast forward to Mobutu's 32-year rule, and his regime was characterized by corruption, greed, and a crumbling country. Then came the 1994 Rwandan genocide, sending armed groups into eastern DRC, stirring up trouble. By 1996, the First Congo War kicked off, with Rwanda and Uganda backing rebels to oust Mobutu. The Second Congo War, fought from 1998 to 2003, was even worse, with millions dead, millions displaced, and African giants like Angola and Zimbabwe picking sides. It was called Africa's World War for a reason. The DRC's wealth keeps fueling this fire, and the world's been too slow to help. So, with the DRC still burning, enter SADC and the EAC, two regional heavyweights. In 2023, as the UN's MONUSCO peacekeepers started withdrawing after being criticized for not stopping rebels like the M23, SADC launched the South African mission in the DRC. A mission with troops from South Africa, Malawi, Tanzania, and Burundi. Their goal was to crush the M23, protect civilians, and back the DRC's army. But it's been tough. 20 South African soldiers lost, and the M23 is still causing havoc near Goma. Talk about a stubborn fight. Before that, the EAC tried its own force in 2022, led by Kenya, but the mission flopped. And this is because of Rwanda's influence in the EAC and a weak mandate, which meant that they couldn't take on the M23 head-on. By the way, for context, the DRC government has been accusing Rwanda for backing the M23 rebels. Anyway, by 2023, the DRC kicked them out, saying that they weren't doing enough. That's when SADC doubled down, but the real game changer in the region might currently be in the works. Back to the Nairobi summit in August 2025 and others in Dar es Salaam and Harare. Ruto and Mnangagwa formed a joint SADC EAC operation to tackle the DRC crisis. Former presidents like Uhuru Kenyatta, Obasanjo, and others were tasked with mediating peace. They set up a ministerial task force to run the show. Its goal is to stop the M23, secure cities like Goma, and help over 1 million displaced people get food and safety. But here's the catch. SADC wants to fight, while the EAC wants to talk, and the DRC's president Tshisekedi is not keen on chatting with the M23. So, the million-dollar question is how they will manage to get on the same page. This SADC EAC operation isn't just any other mission. It's a make or break moment for Africa. First, it's about stopping a bigger war. With Rwanda's shadow looming over the M23 and tensions with Burundi heating up, the Great Lakes region could explode. A united SADC EAC effort could cool things down, but if it fails, there is risk of more chaos, more refugees, and more pain. Secondly, it's about taking back the DRC's riches. cobalt, coltan, and gold are now considered a curse snatched by rebels and foreign companies. This operation could shut down those illegal trades and give DRC full control. Thirdly, it's about Africa proving that it doesn't need outsiders like the UN, whose MONUSCO mission left locals angry after failing to stop violence. Africa is ready to lead, but then again, money and logistics are a nightmare. South Africa has already spent $100 million on their mission in the DRC. Also, moving troops through the DRC's vast jungles is challenging. Plus, their army has constantly been accused of corruption. Locals in Goma are also protesting, saying no more foreign troops. The real question is how the mission is going to pull it off. This joint operation is Africa's shot at rewriting the DRC's story, but it's got to tackle the ghost of imperialism head on. Belgium's colonial greed stripped the DRC bare, leaving weak systems and ethnic divides that rebels exploit today. Even now, global corporations and foreign-backed groups keep the chaos going, profiting off the DRC's minerals. What about the UN? Some may ask. Well, some say its peacekeeping just props up Western interests, keeping the DRC stable enough for resource grabs, but not strong enough to stand tall. It is time to break that cycle, and here's how. The first step is by smashing imperialist chains, by setting up an African-led mineral oversight task force to track the DRC's resources. This means auditing who's buying cobalt and gold, slapping sanctions on shady dealers, and funneling profits to schools and hospitals, not rebel war chests. The second step is by building on past wins, by copying the 2013 SADC success that crushed the M23 through tight teamwork with the DRC's army. The third step is by smart mediation, by letting the AU's mediators bridge SADC's fight and the EAC's diplomacy, getting Rwanda and the M23 to the table to sort out ethnic and border issues. The fourth step is by funding, by using the AU Peace Fund and neutral partners to pay for the operation, dodging Western strings that tie Africa down. The last step is by winning hearts, by talking directly to locals through African-led town halls, not UN ones, to show that this isn't another foreign takeover. If SADC and the EAC pull this off, they'll not only save the DRC, but they'll also show the world that Africa can solve its own problems. The clock is ticking, but Africa is ready to rise.